Hello, welcome back to Rewatchers Council, everybody. Glad you joined us. Glad to have Adelia Chamberlain with me. How you doing, Adelia?
I'm doing good. Really excited to talk about this episode. It's probably my favorite one that I've seen.
Sure. And of course, it's also my pleasure to welcome Councilman at Large and in charge, you guys, if you know what I mean. Brendan Mars here. Brendan, how you doing, buddy?
Good. I'm excited.
Yeah, guys, the end of season 3. I think a lot of people might say the best season Buffy did. Um, to think that this means it's going to be a slow and steady decline to the end of the series isn't necessarily true. Maybe the other seasons just don't come together as well. This is the peak, but they have some fantastic episodes in it. There's one big reason why you're going to see a huge drop off, but we'll get into that a little later. For this one, let's get into Graduation Day Part 2, everybody. So here's a weird fact about it. It has, we do the original air dates and stuff like that. It has two. It has two original air dates. Its real original air date is supposed to be May 25th, 1999.
May 25th, the date the original Star Wars film came out.
So 2 hours before the show airs, they get pressure that because of school violence and stuff like that, they should pull the show. It happens 2 hours before going to air. They say, yep, okay, they'll do that. Some people were against it. Other people were for it. Seth Green, I believe, was very much for doing this. He says he's no problem in letting it wait a little bit. So, if the show aired on May 25th, the number one movie in America was Phantom Menace, of course, for that week. For the songs, America had Livin' La Vida Loca.
Oh, God.
Still, Canada still had Sixpence None the Richer and Kiss Me.
Oh, yes.
Once again, another boy band number one song in the UK. It's a boy band summer over in the UK, or at least spring. You Needed Me by Boyzone.
Okay.
I don't know that song.
One of your favorite bands, I'm sure, Adelia, Boyzone. No problem.
I've never heard a Boyzone song, so.
Oh boy. Well, I wasn't going to look it up. There we go. Now, okay, so it aired in some places still. On like Canada, for instance, still got the episode on May 25th. It aired in America July 13th, 1999. We'll get into the show from there. It's, of course, written and directed by the showrunner. The number one movie at that time in America, American Pie.
Oh, no.
American Pie was the number one movie. See some of the movies that were number one in the meantime, between time. Of course, there was Phantom Menace. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, had come out and gone to number one at that point. Tarzan, Big Daddy, Wild Wild West was another one.
Sure. Oh, no.
The number one song in America, I'm sure you guys have heard of this one, Bills, Bills, Bills. By Destiny's Child.
Oh my goodness.
We missed out
Haven't heard that in a while, but yeah, I remember that song.
We missed out on If You Had My Love by J-Lo.
Okay.
Yeah, I think probably a better song. Number one song in the UK, 9 p.m. Till I Come by ATB. He's like a German DJ. I trust me, Adelia, when I say you'd know it if you heard it.
Okay.
It's just a one of those regular 90s electronic drum beat things, especially done by Germans. But this one has a little guitar thing going on, just one guy sliding up on a note. You'd know it to hear it.
Okay.
Number one song in Canada. They've jumped on the Ricky Martin bandwagon here.
Oh, boy.
No.
Live in La Vida Loca. It was a dark time in Canada. DVD synopsis for the last episode of season 3. Buffy, her friends, and all the students of Sunnydale High prepare to face off against the mayor and his horde of vampires, guys, in a seemingly hopeless battle to save their town.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
They never, the only people who really seem to worry about this whole thing, maybe Willow and Xander, I guess. Everybody else is okay with it. Oz, of course, is always confident in Buffy. So, get to the episode, picks up where left off. Buffy had stabbed Faith, and she had fallen off off the roof there onto the truck, gone away. So she's got to go regroup now. Good thing she has, I guess, in the back of her mind, Brennan, a plan B. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She doesn't share it with us yet. You get to see the mayor come in, survey the damage a Faith's place. He's obviously concerned that the place is all busted up. We get a little hint of his anger, maybe the angriest he gets in the entire show, when he starts yelling at a lackey to go find Faith, and then he just keeps repeating that she's a good girl and that she'll be all right. Two of those things, lies, and they don't come true. Xander and Giles having coffee at the library, and this is concerning and stuff like that. That they're having coffee together of all things.
Not very good coffee.
No,
Giles does not like that coffee. No.
no, but he wants to be anxious, Adelia, not soothed. So there you
Yeah.
go. Cordy wants to know what's going on with Wesley. Xander brings up possibly inbreeding. Well, it's English. So he's upset. Giles tells her that Buffy quit the council, and then wonders why good old Wesley has to leave the country when he's stuck around like a big loser.
Yeah, Cordelia was peak Cordelia in this moment.
Yes, with backhanded compliments.
Sure. She does help study up on Olvicon, though, which is nice for her and stuff like that. We got kind of get the Scoobies back together. One last hurrah for the original Scoobies. Get to see the mansion again. Angel mistaking Willow here for Buffy for some reason, even for a second.
Yeah, I don't understand that other than he's completely delirious, so sure.
Yeah. She doesn't correct him at first.
No, she doesn't.
Also all right.
Nope.
Anyways, he gets it together for a brief second, then passes back out. Willow's now telling Oz she's feeling guilty, about feeling like this is the best day of her entire life, guys. Oh my goodness. I don't know why. So Buffy shows up. She tells him, you know what, guys? Beat it. Angel sees her. He tells her that he didn't want to go till he saw her, guys. Isn't that romantic for a former couple?
Sure.
Like she tells him, no, forget about that. You gotta live. And since there's no Faith around, like that was the whole plan, you gotta drink her blood now.
Oh boy.
He's saying, nope, that's not gonna happen. It's all over. She says, if you don't drink everything, if you don't drink everything, she's gonna live. She heals pretty fast, this girl, and then just starts punching him until he starts biting her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that no shame, but weird.
Very weird.
Another weird thing. So, okay, of course, it's a very whole thing. Thematically, you can imagine what this is supposed to mimic. Breaking the chair or breaking the table and stuff like that. There's a water jug on it that she crushes with her bare hand. Pretty sure that's silver.
Pretty sure it is too.
Yeah. Why would a vampire have a silver water jug?
No idea.
It's like he's a trap. A trap for himself, for God's sake.
It's just there so she could grab it, I guess.
Yeah.
But like silver?
Yeah.
Like aren't vampires, like, for lack of a better word, allergic to silver?
Yeah. Buffy hugged him with that cross once and it burned into his
so like why is that there? I'm confused by that too.
This is a very strange scene.
Yeah, yes, very odd. Very odd. Anyways, not the only time they're gonna go fast and loose with like the rules of vampirism in this episode, we'll say. Anyways, Angel doesn't drink all of her blood. He breaks loose and then runs her to the hospital. Runs by map to the hospital, right? The doctor wants to know what happened here. Angel starts getting frustrated. He rips that handle off the door. I do enjoy when the doctor gets serious and wants to know if they're on drugs.
Yeah.
He needs to know what kind. That's the only way to help her. No, she's not on drugs or whatever. So Angel excuses himself. He's going to go make a phone call, guys. This is back in the days of payphones and stuff like that
Oh, yes.
in the middle of hospital wards, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of payphones, my hotel had a payphone in it until last week.
Yeah, for all you
So-
kids out there, you have to actually pay to use it.
Yeah, ridiculous. It hadn't worked in a couple years, but we still had it. Anyways, he goes down the hall or whatever to go to this payphone. We overhear a doctor talking to the mayor. It turns out, there's a pretty grim prognosis for a girl here. He tells them that the blood loss and head trauma likely means that she'll be staying in a coma for the foreseeable future. Poor Faith. Took no time to find her, by the way.
No, it took no time to find
Yeah,
her.
it's like, where did that truck end up, I wonder?
Probably went. Maybe he was on his way to the hospital. Maybe that's the only way. He says that he keeps telling her that I'm gonna say I'm just gonna rush in this part, but it's a pretty nice scene when he just tells her it's your day. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's too bad.
The mayor genuinely, I think, cared for Faith.
Yeah, as evil as he might be, he does care about Faith.
The two best relationships in this entire series, Giles and Buffy, the mayor and Faith, and I don't think it's best.
Yep.
And they mirror each other. It must have been done on purpose just to show that not there. There's a little good in everyone. They're gonna get some evil people and stuff like that. But the mayor always had that other side or whatever, where he seemed like a folksy kind of guy. All right, and he would have been a good dad. So, anyways, a nurse then comes into the room and says to the doctor pretty loud, "Well, there's this other girl with blood loss."
Oh.
So the mayor goes, "Oh, I automatically know what that means."
Yep.
Doesn't go out in the hall.
No.
He just kind of goes around. Ends up in Buffy. There's no walls.
There's no walls
separating any of this. And the mayor of Sunnydale decides, well, he's just going to suffocate this girl in her bed. The nurse goes in, "Hey, what are you doing?" This isn't news, by the way, to anybody. No one's saying, well, the mayor tried to murder a high school student while she was unconscious today. Nothing happens. Anyways, Angel pulls him off.
Maybe he owns the news stations. I don't know.
Well, that could be true. It's all propaganda for him. So Angel pulls him off. The rage in the mayor's face is pretty intense here. He warns Angel of a world of pain coming to him. Calls Buffy a whore. What Buffy you call a whore?
I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, I think he was just mad. I think he was venting.
He was just trying to get Angel upset.
That's true. Well, he does, and Angel pushes him across the room. Seems to
more likely.
Yeah, throws it. Seems to brighten the mayor's day. He looks a lot happier after that happens. He leaves. He starts warning about the second act that's to come here, which is, oh boy, what are we gonna do? And all the Scooby show up at the hospital now. I guess Joyce took Buffy's advice to heart and got the hell out of Sunnydale real quick because once again she does not show up at the hospital. Angel's okay, tells him what Buffy had to do. Willow worries she could become a vampire, and he says, "Well, she didn't feed off me, so that's not going to happen." This is where I say, again, this rule may be a little loose, and we'll come back to that later on in the episode. And so Xander's, of course, gives Angel crap. This is all Xander's ever done. Giles tells him to get home. Again, it's another very Giles thing to do. So Buffy has a dream with Faith. Now, this is another weird dream sequence here.
Yeah.
They're in Faith's apartment. Buffy wants to know who will look after a cat. There's a cat laying around there. Now, there's a lot of people online that say that this is the first instance of seeing like the first Slayer.
Mm.
I don't know about that because at one point the cat turns into Faith in the hospital bed.
Mm.
And I don't know how Buffy would know Faith was in the hospital bed because they were, uh, unconscious at the exact same time. But anyways, we all know they have like a psychic kind of connection through being Slayers. Now,
Yeah.
she says like Little Miss Muffet counting down from 7:30. So they're saying 2 years, exactly 2 years, something's going to happen to Buffy. And that would be the end of season 5 of the show.
Okay.
So we're going to see what happens at the end of
It'll
season
get
5.
interesting, yes.
Yeah. Now, Faith says says there's boxes strewn around now and stuff like that. Faith says she's not taking them, and Buffy, Buffy says since they're there, you can take what you need. Then Buffy wakes up, walks over, kisses Faith's forehead. Somehow she knows she was there at the hospital, but they have maybe a connection or whatever. Now, when he says she's gonna take what she needs because Faith has just had the stuff lying around, again, people saying like this is Buffy getting the full power of the Slayer and stuff like that. I don't believe so. I don't think she ever gets any stronger and stuff like that. I just think maybe it's more like she gets to pick and choose how she's going to remember Faith at this moment, but we'll see. It's a dream, and we're going to see from episode further on. Not all dreams have to make complete and total sense. All right. So we'll get going on. She gets dressed. She goes see the Scoobies. Tells everyone, get ready. It's wartime, guys. Guys, time for war. Not a trade war, by the way.
No.
There's gonna be no pauses in this. It's gonna be getting down to business right away. So we get to see Snyder finally again. It's taking too long. So he's getting diplomas ready. Grad is gonna be outside in the quad. At least they didn't have it in the bronze. This is the only thing. In bronze, we haven't said in a while. But yeah, I was thinking like, you think about grad and stuff like that, and big. We had to go to another place or whatever. It's too big. So
yeah, my high school graduation was literally at the arena the University of Denver plays hockey in.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was at the arena where they played basketball at San Jose State.
Yeah. I have to keep remembering, the graduating class kept getting dwindled down.
Yeah, the graduating class at Sunnydale was not very big.
And this is the biggest one they've had in the history of
Yeah.
Sunnydale. So there you go. Now, Buffy, you get to see them at the library. Buffy's let them all in on the plan. Of course, everyone thinks the plan is crazy. And then Oz brings up maybe attacking the mayor with hummus would be crazier.
It would be.
It would be, yeah.
Yeah, no one's arguing that that is crazier. Cordy's the first on board of all people. She's the Slay girl. She should know what she's doing.
Yeah.
Xander's told he's the key to the plan. All right. I don't know about that. He's hoping.
I mean, he's definitely a big part of the plan.
Yeah, he's a part of the plan. I don't know if it would all unravel without him, but we'll see. He's up for doing a lot more rocket launching, which is a good idea. But Buffy says last time something like this happened, they needed an entire volcano to take this guy out. So a rocket launcher isn't going to work this time. She also tells Giles that Faith told him to prey on his human weakness. And while she did this, while she was unconscious, of course, and then they try to figure out what that weakness is. Angel mentions germs, which, of course, a great line from Cordy is like, all we need is a box of Ebola, and we'll just chase him around with it. It doesn't even have to be Ebola.
Just a box that says Ebola on it. Yeah, that was very funny.
Yeah. Very strange logic, yes.
I loved it.
Very strange logic, but very funny.
Angel then reminds them Faith would probably be the human weakness. Buffy can work with that, certainly. Then we see Wes show up. He wants to help in a non-council fashion, guys.
Ooh, he's breaking the rules.
The scene morphs to the mayor, giving his cronies their itinerary for the day. He's going to send exactly 3:28. Mayor wishes they could hear his speech. Their job is to just keep students from running. It's not going to be a problem because Wesley starts reading now as everything morphs back in. There's going to be an eclipse when all this happens.
Mm-hmm.
It also means Angel is back in the game once again as well. We get to see Mayor show his little vamp crew.
Before that, sure. we get Xander saying, "But I'm still the key guy, right?" Like he is the non-key guy. I really enjoy the banter, always the bickering between Angel and Xander. So that was like one last moment of it. That was great.
Buffy did not like that.
Buffy did not like that at all. No, but
she shut that down too sweet. It was like, all right,
yeah.
Guys, enough. All right, so they're gonna see the mayor now to tell the cronies and stuff where to come up from the sewers. He reminds them that he needs to eat as soon as he starts ascending, so they can kill but not feed on these kids and stuff like that. Oz and Willow have come up with a plan to make a man-made volcano, which is good. And Giles is in charge of stoking it. For goodness sake. Buffy leaves to go get something. Everybody else is, got their jobs now. Buffy's going to go get them. We get to see the mayor again, asking his crew to watch the swear words.
Yeah.
No one likes a potty mouth, Adelia.
What?
Not Adelia. No.
Nope, that's right. Xander starts grabbing students to talk, grabs Harmony, of all people. Of course, he just wants to make sure it isn't in public. Willow goes and talks to Percy. And we get Cordy and Wesley finally kissing.
That was so weird. And gross and creepy.
On many levels.
Yeah.
And they think the exact same thing.
Which is good that they thought that. But, why did that need to happen?
They tried it a second time, though. They did.
They did.
Sure.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So he says he's going to drop her a line sometime. She thinks that would be neat. Guys.
Neat. Right. Okay.
We get to see Larry and Jonathan helping Oz here. Looks to be large bags of ammonia sulfate. I don't know where the heck they got 50-pound bags of ammonia sulfate.
I don't know either.
And plenty of them. They're told to bring those with the others and then go relax somewhere. And just go chill out.
Yeah, go relax. You're helping us build a man-made volcano, but go relax.
Guys, whatever you do, don't worry about it.
Here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Is what are they telling these students? What did they tell Harmony? What did they tell Percy? Because all the students are armed by the end of this. What did they tell them was going to happen? And the students are like, yeah, okay.
We said it from the beginning. Sometimes you just go with it.
I guess.
I guess when they brought it up at the prom, they know what's going on. I would still like to see someone like Harmony show up and not just run away.
Yeah.
Is I think against character, but we just go with it. That'll be fine. We get to see Willow and Oz in the van. Willow is still, a little shaky on everything. Oz still assuring her that they're gonna make it through. They start kissing, and Willow wants to know how long until grad. Oz says for a while, because they're gonna go hang out with Larry and Jonathan, I guess, right?
No.
They're gonna go chill out for a bit. Buffy and Angel are talking now. He tells her he isn't gonna say goodbye. He's gonna be his, broody, dramatic self.
Irish goodbye it.
Exactly right. When it's over, he's just gonna leave. Buffy takes a moment and then unwraps a familiar-looking knife, guys. She knew what she had to go get.
Yep.
We get to see Sunnydale's class of 1999 assembling the quad. Snyder starts it off by congratulating everyone and telling them to be still and keep quiet.
My favorite line in this is Snyder saying, I see that gesture. See me after graduation.
Yeah.
I think the guy's going to get away with it. Then he then introduces the mayor. Oz and Will then show up from over at Larry's place, I guess. And Buffy starts becoming horrified when she realizes the mayor is going to go through the entire speech.
Oh, no.
His speech goes on to say, how there's been joy, but also grief and loss. Guys,
Mm-hmm.
everyone feels it. And you can see it on his face, actually, like that. He's taking it in, that there's no faith there.
I just gotta say, Harry Groner in this season has been incredible.
He's been fantastic.
He's been great, yeah.
Why don't we get any more
good
of him? Not just on this show, but why don't we get more of him on other shows? I don't get it.
Well, he
Anyways,
could have done Star Trek a few times, but
yeah. He should have had his own thing. He would have been a great TV dad. Now, he says that some people who should be there aren't, and talks about journeys and changes, and that you ascend to a higher level. Just getting that nail in right on the head with everything. Yeah. He says about the higher level, and then, of course, cue the eclipse.
Just in time.
Yeah, he doubles
actually
over.
A little early.
Yeah.
True.
It was supposed to be 3:28. What gives? He had a whole thing about civic pride he was going to talk about. He doubles over like he had a bad burrito, if you know what I mean. He's trying to carry on with it, and he starts yelping in pain, though, towards the end. And that his destiny has begun, guys. Oh brother. He says he's just going to skip to the big finish here. And the transformation begins.
Oh boy.
Do you remember the first time you saw this? I remember.
I do, actually.
I remember thinking it was pretty funny. I get into it more and stuff like that. I'm looking at who did the special effects. It was like the guy who did Jurassic Park. Like it does not show up on a 4x3 television or whatever scale.
TV CGI at the time.
Yeah, he's a big snake-like demon with a dragon kind of head.
Once he's fully transformed into the demon, it's better, but the actual transformation is really strange.
With his head popping and stuff like that. Yeah,
it looks like he's turning into the leader in Captain America.
Oh sure, yeah, almost exactly. So it's towering over the school now. I notice as it's towering over the school, Adelia, the clock tower. I said, I don't think we see this thing again. We do see it.
Oh, we do, yes.
It won't be around for long. Now, somehow some parents still showed up, and they're in this other kind of corner. They're starting to scramble.
A very small graduation.
Yes.
It was. It's weird.
Yeah, mine had at least like 800 kids, so, you know.
Yeah, there was a lot. There's a lot. I have no idea how many were mine. So we see them scrambling. We get to see that unpleasantness of vampires approaching the kids from the rear. The students are waiting for whatever reason. And then Buffy yells, now all the robes get dropped. They're all arms. Giles was supplying Xander with weapons, and Xander was distributing them to all the kids, as well as organizing them into flanks, I guess. Is that what the thing is?
Did nobody have security at this graduation?
No, this is 1999. You know. So there are students with flamethrowers, of all things, including Larry. They're the first ones to
those
attack.
graduation robes are awfully roomy, so you know.
Yeah, they could all hide. The gasoline, the huge gun thing. There's a harpoon gun unit. Willow's included with that. Some kid has a mace. For goodness sakes, I don't know what he was supposed to do with that. And now the students are going to start getting eaten, though. Snyder talks about how it's unacceptable.
Oh boy.
A few students try to run, but they start getting taken out by the vampires. Xander then gets his flaming arrow division.
Yeah.
To fire upon the vampires.
It looked like they were shooting marshmallows. That's what it looked like.
It might have been.
I think the CGI on the vampires catching on fire and turning to dust was pretty cool.
Yeah, they were
actually pretty good. Yeah.
By this point, they had those things right. The mayor was a big swing. Not only for this episode, the entire season, probably the entire series so far. They tried to do something big. Oz is firing flaming arrows at these guys. All these guys pretty good at arrows. I've tried shooting arrows before.
Must have been an archery class or something.
Yeah, I had an archery class. The arrows would last like 3 feet away from me, and they just fall flat all the time. I sucked at it. Anyways, We get to see a bunch of students are flanking the vampires. They're moving in from behind. Angel's with them. Percy and Wesley also there. As they start fighting, Wesley
tries.
immediately clotheslined and taken out and does not get back up for the
Does not
entire
get
fight.
back up. No.
Yeah, perfect.
That's perfect for Wesley.
Larry's flamethrower is going to die here. And so he goes for a hand-to-hand sort of thing. The mayor's tail grabs him, throws him up in the air, smashes him on the ground. You just see him there. Sorry to say, guys, but later on it is confirmed that Larry dies at that moment. So R.I.P. to Larry Blaisdell. Yeah, great character.
Oh, darn.
Snyder now starts telling the demon mayor that, this is an orderly and that he's on his campus. He wants quiet. And then he's eaten in one bite.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Oh my goodness, Brennan.
We have to give a shout out to Arlen Schumer.
He was an educator, for God's sake.
He was the actor was fantastic, but I'm glad the character is gone.
Yeah,
so
me too.
Who really wants to? We're gonna at one point, guys. Spoiler alert: we're gonna find another guy who's gonna run a high school in Sunnydale.
Oh boy!
But so far, they're 2 for 2 for principals getting eaten. It's not,
it's not good.
The salary better be tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Anyways, Xander then tells the students it's time for the hand-to-hand. Starts to send them towards the vampires. Angel is absolutely whipping every vampire's ass.
Mm-hmm.
The vamps start to attack the students. Harmony Kendall grabbed, bitten by a vampire. Rest in peace. And of course, we can also talk about how they sometimes play fast and loose, with their own rules. And we'll talk about that more next season. Now, we see Jonathan tackle a vampire, which is kind of fun. Xander starts losing control of all the troops. Cordelia Chase gets to finally stake a vampire.
She did great at it too.
Yeah, she gets to do something useful.
She had the good pose. Good for you, Cordy. Then Buffy starts shouting at the mayor. Knows exactly what she had to do. Start flashing face knife. Tell her about how she stabbed her and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, you want to get the snake mayor mad? Well, you got him mad. And he starts chasing after her. Runs into the school. He's coming to, destroying everything in the school on his way to finding her. She enters the
CGI, but
I liked the effect of the school getting busted up and stuff like that. I have no problem with this part at all.
Just the transformation part. This part's fine.
It wasn't, and as it's growing and stuff like that, and just how the background with how it got dark and stuff like the CGI doesn't look great against the dark.
Yeah.
So she gets into the library. Then she just keeps running through a window to escape. The mayor gets in there and finally notices the trap. The mayor's last words in Sunnydale in Buffy the Vampire Slayer are, well, gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Giles is going to drop the Looney Tunes style plunger, explodes the library. You get to see the clock tower explode, the school. Most importantly, I guess, explosions is the mayor. That's it. We get to see Jonathan protect Cordy at this moment too.
Yeah.
I like how it was set up for Jonathan to be some kind of hero. All right. And now, after all this, we see Wesley being wheeled around in a gurney, asking for pain
with a
pills.
neck brace on. Come on.
He was clotheslined, and he laid down for the whole thing. Gotta love it. He wants either these pain pills, or he wants to get knocked out so he doesn't have to deal with it. Buffy and Xander now walking. He's the one who's going to tell. Well, Angel made it. Then Giles comes up and congratulates her. Somehow he found her diploma.
Yeah.
All right. And then he goes to go check on Wesley. She sees Angel across the road and stuff like that. Of course, it's very smoky where he is, and the light is just there for him and stuff like that. And all he does is look. There's an awkward, 30 seconds of them looking at each other until he walks off. And then we get to see the Scoobies gathered together once again. Oz wants everyone to talk for him or take a quick moment to think about them surviving, and not the battle, but high school in general. Of course, he could have done it too if he would have went to summer
all know
school.
the feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Willow wonders why demons show up since the Scoobies are so badass. I agree. The last shot of season 3 was a charred yearbook titled "The Future Is Ours." For goodness sakes, and that's a series wrap on Charisma Carpenter, guys. She never comes back onto Buffy after this. Now, next time, season 4 is going to begin. So does college. So does college life for our hero. There's a fantastic guest star in this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We're also going to be introduced to a character that is absolutely universally beloved. Everyone is going to love this guy more than any other character probably on the show. So the Freshman, season 4, episode 1 is next, guys. Season 3 is over, but don't be sad it's over. Just be happy that it happened. Is that right, Adelia?
I mean, sure.
This is the end of an era. This is Buffy in high school is kind of the thing.
And that was the whole theme. High school is hell, and now they got to figure out something else. They're going to be doing it without the showrunner. He's going to be moving on to Angel.
Oh, good.
Which is he's going to be there with David Greenwald taking over that. So I believe Marty Noxon is going to be taking over the reins of Buffy from here on in. So we're done season 4. Done season 3. Season 4 is going to start. Angel is going to start. We're going to be talking about Angel as well, Adelia. That should be fun. It's different for sure.
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing for the Angel episodes is they're going to be separate episodes. They're coming out on Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific. They'll be pre-recorded unless we decide to do one live. But Buffy episodes live Thursdays, 3 p.m. Pacific, right here on this channel. And then the Angel episodes Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific on this channel, the Entertainment Channel. If you're watching on Twitch, it's the Entertainment Channel. Over on YouTube, LGRN Entertainment. There'll be links tweeted out, so you can check it out on social media as well. But I'm excited to get into Angel as well.
And I've never seen it, so I may have to actually go into it and see what I think.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. I don't have it as ingrained in my head as I do Buffy. This is, like I said, I don't know how many times I've seen it. 12, 13, 14 times all the way through. A lot.
Wow.
Yeah, so Angel 2 times, maybe 3.
It's not as good. It's not as good as Buffy, but it's enjoyable at parts.
It's different. It gets into
some interesting places.
For sure. Yeah, definitely does. A little bit. It's supposed to be darker, like the mission statement report.
Plus you get more Cordy, you get more Wesley, you get more Angel, you get some new characters. It's fun.
Yeah. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. Thanks, Brendan, for all the times you've joined us here on season 3. I can't wait to talk to you more coming up.
Oh, yes.
How about you tell everybody where they can find you on the good old internet?
You can find me on Blue Sky at brandmar.bluesky.social.
It's a lot.
Or whatever that all is.
bsky.social. brandmar.bsky.social.
Yeah. You can still find me on X at Brendan Mystical, but I'm not really there. And you can find me on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify at Page Turners. They were not.
Brennan's Star Wars podcast is excellent. I haven't listened to too many of the random Star Trek episodes on there, but they're also good. They're also good.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Adelia, how about yourself?
This Saturday, it's not this Saturday. This Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific on the Entertainment Channel. Ferris and I are being joined by Caleb Ochoa to discuss professional wrestling and preview WrestleMania. So that'll be fun. And then starting 11 Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific over on the Sports Channel. And then this show, of course, obviously, like I said, Buffy episodes Thursdays, 3 p.m. Pacific live. Angel episodes Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific, pre-recorded because we don't have the time necessarily to do them live on Fridays. So those will be starting next week with season 4, episode 1 Buffy, season 1, episode 1 of Angel, and I'm looking forward to it. Snark, what about you? What else you got going on?
Well, just maybe remind people that we just did our 5th year anniversary.
We did.
Stream. That's a quick listen.
Yes, I was glad to be part of that.
Oh yeah, quick watch. It's only 5.5 hours.
It's only 5.5 hours. They fly by. So yeah, if you'd like to go see more of us talk about, well, we talk Buffy a little bit. We talk about a little bit of everything we do here at LGRN on that stream. This weekend, Danny and I will have LGRN After Snark back. It's it's we're gonna be celebrating my 27th birthday.
It is not your 27th birthday.
It's something like that. I can't really remember. But I think Adelia, you're gonna be on there, and that's gonna be really fun. Maybe some other people as well. I think we still have to talk about Daredevil a little bit, Danny and I.
Yeah, I'm not caught up. I haven't seen past episode 3, so I'm just gonna let you guys spoil it.
Yeah, no.
And I haven't seen any of it.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Maybe we push it. Who knows? Let's just see what happens on Saturday. It's a maybe a longer one than we've been doing for the last little while. But come by, say happy birthday if you'd like. Everybody, it's it'll be fun. It'll be a fun afternoon. We got a busy week coming up as well here at Delia. So
yeah, we do.
All right.
It's 1:30 Pacific on Saturday for the birthday bash of Snarks.
Yeah. 5 o'clock Newfoundland.
5 o'clock in Newfoundland. Okay.
Let's never forget that, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Rewatchers Council. See you next week. A whole new era of Buffy will begin, and until then, a biento.